Welcome to another episode of my Motortown playthrough. Today it's time to try out the new road, and we are going to repeat a job that we've done a few episodes ago, which is the long vehicle delivery from Dessa. Since we are going to also include a bit of fuel hauling, I'm going to start here at Sanho this time around. And we are going to go over to load up some fuel and then go to Dessa for the vehicles. And yeah, I'm trying to make this as a comparison to what it was before with the main road. I think this should be a good bit quicker, but we'll have to find out together. I watched back through the other video and it ended up being an hour long before I reached the luxury dealership at Gangyang after going over the East Bridge. So we are going to take the East Bridge again and going to see how long it takes to get to Gangyang and go from there. I mean, we're at least going to drive it. I don't know if the East Bridge is really necessary for the test, but yeah, I want this to be at least somewhat comparable. So yeah, I'll be trying to make this efficient and see how it all goes. And yeah, I mean, we are going to make good money here, that's already for certain. But the question is this faster with a new road or slower? I think it's going to be faster, but yeah, I haven't really done any time testing on it yet. So in the end, we are going to find this out together today. Also going to find out together if this fits. There's a reason why I don't go in here with carry being loaded, but empty it should be alright. So yeah, let's go in here. Let's check for the thingy factory. Fuel storage, Terra Oil, furniture factory, where it is. So that's already a given that we are going to go there today. And anything else we'll have to see from there. I wouldn't mind if we just got vehicles for Gangyang, but in the end I'm going to load up what I can find there. There won't be too much shuffling around for the different cars that are available. Also, in between episodes, I finally got myself a light set up for the trailer here. You can see the big ones on the rear there. Those I'm not too sure about. Oh, got some vehicles stuck over here. So those at the end I'm not too sure about. I got some on the top and also lighting up the bottom deck that look really nice at night. The big ones on the end, they look a bit like they could easily be bent off with any accident. Can't even get far enough behind there to really show you guys. But they look really nice at night. And yeah, the reason I had the Atlas standing over there, doing the testing I did some Terra deliveries just to see how it all works, and I think it was a single Terra delivery on the rollback. And yeah, I ended up kinda draining the facility on the server that I was playing on at the time and wanted to restock it. So I let my company trucks run for a while, but now in single player I removed them from the company, which for some weird reason still kept them around on the road. So I might have to go through there and despawn them at some point. The resources they are holding aren't really worth much because they just come straight out of Dessa. One thing I find interesting here is they Added a lot of shrubbery to the desert here, but some areas are still completely blank. Like this one, we can see that there's a lot of stuff going on now. It's no longer just bare sand. But between the dunes, there's really nothing going on. I would like to overtake that guy, but yeah, I'm actually not really much faster than the speed limit here, so can't do too much about it. Apart from scaring the shit out of him. Move! But yeah, I'm not really behind him because I'm like throttling or anything. I'm giving it my all, I'm just not going any faster. Okay, I might be able to set up for an overtake now, but you can see I'm kinda running out of juice right here. Ah, there we go. Can also take on the ghosts while at it. Ghosts seem to be pretty alright right now, especially with big tanks like this. They should be, or they used to be, problematic. Easily getting underneath them and then just messing up your stuff. Not the case anymore, but we also just switched over to the Halloween ghost. Oh no, to the Christmas ghost, which is the Krampus. So, yeah. Would have liked to test it with the other one first. But glad we are finally seeing some improvements to the Halloween and Christmas stuff. I overall like these kind of events. I wish some of the stuff was also to come back around in the summer, because having to wait for so long until it is available again kinda sucks, but overall it works. So yeah, but it's nice that at least during the time, which is usually like 2 or 3 months, that we don't have to fear the ghosts all the time. Okay, here we are. And there are some additional lights on the side as well, which is for indicators and especially emergency lights. So if I park the trailer on the side of the road, I can now go with a bit of light show. And yeah, the rear lights here, they have been slightly bent. They used to be yeah, fully straight, but then the top deck clips through here, so now they have been slightly rotated just so that there's a bit of clearance. Okay, let me see. Where do you go? I'm not going to Gappa today. That's not happening. I'm also not going there today, so that's 2 slots that are already a no-go. Gangyang Thingy-Magic there, the taxi stand. That's a good one. Let's see, where do you want to go? That's Jeju. I'll put it over here. We might go with it, but first let's see what else is here. What do we have right here? That's back there again. This is, I think, still Guangjin. I should probably get rid of that. Another one to Gangyang. Looks a bit like an undercover cop car, but yeah, really isn't. So we put this up side by side. I am still content on likely just taking the eastern road. So we would do the taxi drop off first. This one, oh yeah. Can go into this slot. I don't want to do everything with Elisa, especially since, let me check something. Oh, they changed the hitbox. That used to have the taxi sign hitbox, so yeah, there always was a weird bump that caused it to take some damage if you put it on the wrong spot on the lower end. Okay, that's just going to Gangyang, that's pretty nice. Come on, Gangyang again, that's good. We don't actually have anything going to the luxury dealership. It's another Gijo delivery. Ooh, Fortem. I don't remember getting those at all, so this will likely be for the luxury dealership. Yep. It's a bit further east than the rest. So this might be one to load last. Anything else spawning here? Come on, I don't want to go up to Gijo anymore. I mean, we could do this one. It's not quite Gijo, so... Oh, another one. And there's gonna be another one for the luxury dealership. So I think we are well set up here now. So... let's see. These ones are going to be loaded last. And... yeah, this one is going to be a middle drop-off that can go on the top. So I want the luxury dealership stuff at the bottom, but at the back. So yeah, bottom back is going to be for those, and everything else needs to be adjusted around that. Maybe not put it right over the front this much, because it might end up kissing the back of the tanker, and I don't really want that. Okay, first one on. And now we are just getting one of these. Doesn't really matter which one. Really threw that one into gear. But yeah, I like having a smaller vehicle in between here, because the asset pack stuff is still oversized, and that's gonna take its that's gonna take a bit more space in order to put them on. And most importantly, we are putting on the taxi on the top rear right now, just so that it doesn't get any damage from being on the lower deck and hitting the upper one. A bit of a sketch, but who cares? I mean, the person getting the car is going to care, but that's not me, so I don't. That's the upper deck done, and let's move that up. So now I can put this thing in front, which is also going to be one of the later unloads. But that's alright, because when you tilt down the upper deck, the front actually gets a bit more headspace. So if you put something in front for the last unloading or something, that's not gonna get crushed here. So yeah, that's important. And then it's only the two really nice and high-priced cars. It's funny that we are delivering the Neo to the luxury dealership, while it's only available at the quarry. But it would be weird unloading the car in the quarry all the time. I maybe want this... You know what? No, let's unload again. That might have caused it a bit of damage. It doesn't have much ground clearance, so I'm going to put the Neo on the middle part and put the Fortem on the back, where it should have even ground. Yeah, this is looking a bit more trustworthy here. Didn't exactly put it in the middle, but it's a small car, it's gonna be alright. Okay, next one. I didn't check how long it took me to get going in the other video, but since we are already doing stuff out of order with loading the tanker first and now doing the vehicles, it's never going to be a one-to-one comparison unless I maybe prepare everything and only have to roll in here, load up the vehicles and have everything already dealt with. But yeah, this seems to be a good position for the Fortem to be in. And the rest of the vehicles should be alright as well. Okay, let's go. Tanker landing gear is up, so we should be fine. Got 1% damage, that's to be expected. I would still like to see some improvements for the carry. It's alright, but there could be some additions here. Like an extendable ramp in the end. Maybe bringing down the entire upper deck instead of tilting it. The angles between the surfaces are generally a bit too rough. Also, somebody suggested adjustable air suspension at some point. So, yeah, being able to raise the rear a little bit for the road trip, but keeping it low for loading. That would be nice. As it is right now, it works, but I fully expect, especially depending on the vehicles, that there is going to be a bit of damage when loading. And that should be fully avoidable, ideally. But yeah, 16 minutes in, we already came from Senho over here, and we are now fully loaded and ready to go over to Jeju. You can of course question whether or not it's a good idea to even take the Eastern Bridge. I'm going to do that for today, just to kind of replicate some of the stuff that I've been doing with the other trip. But overall, I think going just onto the Western Bridge and then straight into Gangyang from there seems to be the more straightforward way of handling things. The thing about this road is it's actually not all that tough. The tough part is going to be the things that already exist, so the little strip between the landfill and Baiyang, that's going to be the problematic part. Everything else here, not an issue. Which also makes this a really good one for Terra deliveries, and God, I need to fall back here. I need to siren on this one as well, just so that I can get everybody else pulled out of my way. But yeah, as it is right now, I would be very surprised if this turned out to be anywhere near as long as the other episode. I would have definitely cut that into two, but yeah, there wasn't really a good way to do that. No real milestone in the middle of the video, just the whole travel time. I was actually considering to maybe cut that down by using YouTube Studio. Like, I think they have something where you can speed up the video quite a bit, but didn't go for that. But yeah, right now there is a bit of an incline, but it's all really smooth and fast. This road actually changes pacing a few times here and there. But I remember now where it really worked out with my heavy duty testing on this. I had some containers that I did for weight testing, and that went, I don't know, was it 60 tons, 70, somewhere in between. That went well, at least until I got to the part after this, especially once I was past the cement factory. But yeah, in terms of just driving through here with a Terra load, especially on the Longhorn, you're just going to make mileage here. You won't believe it. It's just breezing through it. There's really no challenge for that truck. And I heard that some crazy people actually go for triple Terra delivery, so one on the back of the rollback and then hook up the Lomax trailer to the underlift and then put some more, put two more Terras onto the underlift thing. I don't know if that's really a good idea, because at that point you should be almost teeter-tottering and lifting up the front wheels. But yeah, some people apparently have done it. I don't know if I want to go for that anytime soon. Would be quite the job getting enough Terras to be produced. Might be a job for later down the line once I feel like I'm up to it. Right now I think I got like 2 Terras produced for trying out this road with a double Terra delivery, which I think is going to be so much better than any other option. But triple Terra is maybe a bit out of my league right now. Especially if I still have to get those made beforehand. Honestly, while the guy in front is something that I'm feeling like I really want to overtake him, it's also kind of nice that for once we are going about the same pace as the traffic drivers, so at least we can stick behind without being constantly brake checked. But yeah, I really love what they did with the new road. There is so much cool stuff going on. We got fences, we got a lot of vegetation. There's going to be massive rocks here and there. Like, this area is looking amazing. I actually made a suggestion recently to also update the northern road a bit more in that style. It's been put on the Trello, but currently in Candidate 0, so something that they might be considering for the near future, but nothing to be implemented quite yet. I mean, Betty just started working on Ara again, so curious what that's going to look like in the end. But yeah, this is really beautiful terrain. And it's only going to get prettier once we get to the inside. Because this isn't really fully a coastal road. It's going to change up a bit after the next turn. So if we look to the left there is no road on that terrain. I'm curious if they are going to add something there. That area is actually large enough for something decently big. But yeah, what we are doing right now is we are actually going over the back of this mountain range here, through this little valley. And then we are going to pop up in a different area. Might as well turn on the lights already. But yeah, this is all very cool. And I hope we get something else to be done in this area at some point. But yeah, we just switched over and we are now more on the inland. And yeah, this is of course where we can see the lakes that are north of the plantation. I still hope that we'll get a dam here at some point. It's looking a bit less likely with how much more decoration we are getting for the area. But I think having a big dam in this place with all the mountains around the stuff and everything would be really nice. It would fit in really well. But yeah, maybe over there between those two mountain ranges there. That could be a decent spot. I might have to boost that whole thread again. I think especially now that we got some roads here in the area already, that makes it much easier to hook up the dam. Because ideally the dam should have its own road that you can use to drive over the entire thing. Or maybe have a bridge in front or something. Yeah, not really doing the overtake here. We also added some dirt roads here and there. So AI can use it as a turnaround right now. I don't know if there's anything more planned. But yeah, just the scenery in this area is really great. Also, I'm kind of glad that we are going into nighttime right now so I can show you guys the lights on the trailer. I also kind of want to get some more spotlights put onto the tanker trailer. That thing is kind of stock apart from the paint shop. But yeah, we are getting back to the coastline again. And we are now very high up. There's a bit more to go before we finally meet up with the quarry and then get back onto the already established roads. I want to also, and I just remembered I don't need to do this with what's it called? I don't need to go in here with autopilot on. But I want to go into this real quick and set up some checkpoints for the route. So this is going to be the first drop off. The second one should be right here for the taxi. And then we go over here. Oh, I forgot one, so let's just do this. And then this one and this one right here. Just to grab everything. And yeah, that should make it really easy to keep track of things. A bit sad that the yellow line is still taking priority on the map, so gotta keep an eye out for the road that we are actually wanting to follow. Also, I hope I have enough fuel here, but we'll see about that. Again, I'm still itching to overtake the guy, but yeah, not really getting a good chance for it. Might be a bit of a different story once we get to the tougher areas. Because if they really slow me down at the wrong point, I'm going to have quite a problem with that. But we'll see. Should be alright. There's some slightly more curvy areas, and I think we got the quarry coming up there. I can see my depot from here. And it's starting to get really dark now. I can also show you guys in a moment what I have set up for the trailer there, just to give you a bit of an idea. It's gonna be bright. Let's spoil that much. So I also added a little loop here so you can turn around when you go around the quarry. The thing is, some requests have been made about this stuff and I'm not entirely sure if I agree with the implementation, because one of the main things is the problem getting into the depot. Like if you want to do a quarry route and then also make use of the depot, you will have to come out of the quarry, go to the depot, and since the truck cannot turn around here, it will have to go all the way over to the cement factory and then come back. So yeah, that other loop there with the second dirt road, that's going to be really helpful if you come from this direction, go to the depot and then need to turn around. But it really doesn't do anything for the people trying to go to the depot from the other direction. Okay, I got the low fuel warning right now, but we might still be alright. I should have maybe refueled before getting here. Didn't think about that one. Or more like I didn't check the fuel before starting the episode. But yeah, now that we had a bit of tougher terrain, the other cars are a bit further ahead. I kinda hope I don't catch up again, because that means I can just drive at my own pace. But yeah, by the way, this is what I've done to the trailer, so working at night is now no longer a problem. Also got additional indicator lights. Might put some on the onto the tanker as well. So here we go. Coming down from the hill, bit of a faster section here. Catching up to that other guy again. Not ideal. There's a really sharp climb coming up in a moment. And I would like to take as much speed up there as I can. So I'm going to let the other guys run for a moment. That might be alright. I don't know why the K-Truck slowed down so much from what I've seen there. I'm already getting closer again. This isn't great. I'm not braking for these guys. I'm going to at least try and overtake, even if that doesn't work. They can get me back on the hill, I don't care, but yeah, if I slow down for them, I'm screwed here. Which I might be anyways, because it's starting to rain and that's just not what I needed here. Can't even see what's happening in the back. I don't care, I'm trying to stay on the road. But yeah, this is the big climb. Might have been a bit of an early downshift here, but yeah, I'm going to be calling up here, I'm pretty sure. Just make sure to not overheat. But yeah, this is the toughest part of the journey. We are pretty much done with it already. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for that issue. Everything else should be a bit easier from this point on. Only question now is, can we make it to Baiyang to refuel, or is this going to have me run out beforehand? Might as well save some fuel on the way down here. Just bit of throttle favoring to not just use up fuel unnecessarily. I mean, the tank on this thing is large, so despite having gotten the fuel warning quite a bit ago, I can still make this work. That was maybe a bit harsher than I wanted it to be, but we took a good amount of speed through that corner, so that's alright. Always a bit worried about the cargo taking unnecessary damage, but shouldn't be too much of a problem here. But yeah, I like this coastal road overall. It's really fun, it's nice, it's keeping you engaged, and I mean, I could go autopilot here, that's not a problem, but it's not something where you're just pressing gas all the time and nothing happens. I remember people wanting to have a highway go through the middle of the island, and I mean, knowing what they've done up until this point with all the roads and everything, it was clear that was never going to happen, but I'm still happy that they really stuck to their guns there and had an idea on how this should be designed. And just having a long stretch of straight road through here wouldn't have been the way to do it. Simple as that. I mean, the stretch from Anson to Oldley is kinda alright with it being straight, but you don't want it to be much longer than that, I don't think. I remember how long it was in the old days before we got Oldley, when that road just looped back around to the eastern side of Jeju, and it just got boring. Like, driving over to Anson for a race was a task on its own, and it became a bit of a drag, really. But yeah, we are almost running on fumes here, but the good thing is it's downhill from here. Hopefully only in a literal sense and not metaphorically, because I kinda don't want this to go downhill like that. But yeah, that means that even if we run out of fuel right now, there is a good chance that I could just roll it. And yeah, occasionally the carry trailer is scraping on the ground a bit. It's fully lowered in order to make the loading a bit easier. But yeah, that has some other disadvantages. It really shouldn't be lowered to the max. Here we go, back on the main road. About 40 minutes in. So I think this is going to be a bit faster. I don't know how much, but it's not gonna be that long. The problem is with the Western Road, there isn't really any gas station on the way. Of course, you can always do the emergency refueling from the roadside service, which is going to be more expensive. But yeah, for heavier cargo, fuel is going to be a bit of a limiting factor. Like with this right now, this has been mostly cruising, and therefore we didn't need that much fuel. But don't think that's going to be the case when you have like 50 tons and more on your trailer. Honestly, I love the gas station over here. This is such a nice hangout spot, and it's just kind of iconic at this point. I wish this was expanded a little bit to also have a repair station, like the only one in Northern OG, but yeah, as it is, this is just such an iconic spot because of how much you need it. I should maybe not drive through there with my loaded vehicles, they might take damage. Okay, getting back into traffic might be a bit of an issue. I'm just going to pull in now because they're just going to keep coming and they won't stop coming. Okay, back on track. About to get to the first checkpoint that we set up here. And yeah, I think for some deliveries I would go the other direction first, but since I set this up to go to the luxury dealership first, we are just going to do it like that. It's not going to be the biggest difference anyways, I don't think. But yeah, if I came down here with a fully loaded tank, I wouldn't even have to refuel at Baiyang, meaning that I could have taken the short way down to the highway, and at that point, going through Anson definitely makes much more sense. But yeah, it's always the question on how do you want to judge the whole thing. This isn't like a full-on speed run trying to get the fastest route. I just wanna try to get a feel for which one is faster, and I think, yeah, the Northern Road definitely has proven its worth here for this delivery in particular. If I really want to break it down to the second, if possible, I would likely have to preload the trailers and then also decide how to judge some of the stuff. I mean, I could have also taken the Eastern Road with the other one as well. But with how the vehicles worked out that day, that wasn't the best choice. So, while this is also kind of suboptimal right now, I'm just going to stick with this one. It's fine. A whole mess of drop-off points right there. But hey, we made it out of OG. I shouldn't even be on the left lane with this truck. Oh look, it's my depot resupply truck right there. Didn't even know he took the bridge in this direction. I mean, it kinda makes sense, but I recently updated the route to actually include uh, the new road there. Kinda made sense to get to the quarry and you don't have to go back from Sanho to Ara or something. But yeah, I feel drawn to the left lane here just to stay away from the guardrail, just in case. Okay, gotta be careful about this one here, don't wanna be too harsh. I mean, this doesn't even look all that bad, but depending on the vehicle, this is quite the corner combination. Can I make it before the bus? I'm definitely going to try. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, one checkpoint is just for the road marker, although since we are only seeing the yellow line right now on the map, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Everything else, yeah, there are going to be finally some drop-offs. When it comes to the new update, I gotta say, I was a bit mixed on it at first, especially on the day when it was put out into public testing, because some of the things felt a bit unfinished, and overall, I mean, they still do. Like the stuff with the rollback, that there are two versions of it instead of having Vienna Lift as an upgrade. And the thing I was really worried about was search and rescue, because of the flare render distance. It was way too short, but they updated it in the T3 update or something. I wasn't too sure because it felt like they ignored that feedback for a while, but now it's in, and I mean, you've seen the last episode, the job is pretty good right now. It's a lot of fun, and it's no longer frustratingly hard to find the person. So yeah, that's in a pretty good place, and I don't know, some of the other stuff is a bit more minor. But yeah, overall, it's kind of in a good place right now. I still hope they will update the multiple waypoint system a bit further. I mean, I laid out in the last episode how I would like to have it play out. And if I had my way, we would only be seeing one marker up there right now. A bit of overloading. Just 14.7 tons. I mean, that's just barely over the limit. But yeah, even as it is right now, I think the main thing they need to do is switch priorities on the map so that the yellow line isn't on top anymore when you set your own waypoints. I think that might be how it was before. I don't remember it overtaking the other one, but we'll have to see about it right now. With future updates, I might have to put that in as either a bug report or regular feedback. I think considering that also for the autopilot, the custom line takes priority, and I mean, if you set up your own line, you want that to be your main priority. I think there's an argument for this to be a bug rather than just feedback. Okay, time to turn on the lights here. Don't need to go for the emergency lights because that's just really... I mean, we are in a parking lot here, who cares? But yeah, this is now adding in a lot of light. I think all of these lamps are coming from the top, and they are put on at a 60-degree angle. So that's 60-degree downward from horizontal, and that's really nice. I tried this in first person. It doesn't even seem to be too blinding. I mean, it could likely be a bit irritating when you're driving the vehicle, but overall, I mean, yeah, this is nice. And yeah, I made them slightly orange because I still kind of like that light color for some stuff. Really nice and warm. And yeah, that's an easy 40k. Yeah, come on, give me that wheel. That should be another easy 40k right here. I'm gonna try to not hit the sides there. I don't think my lights have collisions, but the little things it's attached to definitely have. So yeah, that's another easy 40k. Next one is going to be the taxi, but first up we are going to deliver the fuel. I kinda wish I had a light button in the back there so that I can just turn it on individually and not from the cab all the time. Okay, do we want to do this the hard way or just loop around the building? I think I'm just going to loop around the building. That's much easier than trying to reverse out of here with 2 trailers. Careful there. Might need to go back a little bit more. Okay, go a bit wider. I mean, this isn't really going wider at all. Here we go. Yeah, bit of a tight turn, but it worked out. Got a bit cocky there. The first few were easy enough, so thought the last one would as well, but yeah. Okay, next up, and I'm going to take this road here. I think I've done the same road on the last one, so it's not really too much different, but yeah. Also, we are just 52 minutes in and we already did the first drop-off, so my 1 hour marker for the last trip when we got to that dealership there, we have way beaten that, so that's all cool. So yeah, definitely faster, at least 10 minutes, which is quite significant. Or let's say roughly 10 minutes. It's hard to say if I wasted some more time here that I didn't in the other one or the other way around. Having the marker on the roof there is a bit of a problem because that means I need to manually remove it. I don't think I'll be able to get to that point. Or even close enough. Oh, never mind. It just removed itself. Okay, so contract, 20 fuel. Contract is signed, and with it costing 11k but also giving us 10% more to the base payout, this is basically giving us 50k. Come on. I also shouldn't have brought in the trailer that much. I mean, this might be barely alright. So let me try this. I don't remember how I did this the last time around. But basically the mid-sized parking lots are barely large enough to get the Golema on. And that means I can despawn the trailer here. Let's go a bit closer, and I'm going to hold the accelerator and just release the brake every now and again, so I can inch forward until the thing turns green. I'm too far left here. Or too far to the right of... Too far on one side. This might be okay now. Let's see if we... Okay, we got the green flash there. Bit forward again. The thing is, the truck is also kind of sliding left to right a bit, so yeah, getting this thing right into the spot is not easy. That was way too aggressive. Ach, come on. I could also just abandon the trailer for the sake of the video here, but usually the shuffle isn't all that bad. The problem is, since the trailer isn't going straight, it might also pull me sideways a little bit. Ah, damn it. Here we go, finally. So yeah, that was maybe a bit longer than I wanted it to be, but yeah. Removing trailers like this can be done with a Golema. I should have just not put the put this trailer so far into the parking lot. It kind of got in my way. I could have maybe lined up a bit better and done this quicker otherwise. Also, the thing is, I'm aware that I'm recording right now, so I'm trying to be quick, therefore putting myself under more stress and making things take longer. So yeah, I blame that. I could have also just kept the trailer, reattached it, and taken the entire consist a bit further. That wouldn't have been the worst idea either. But yeah, now we are down to the tractor and thingy holder. So yeah, for this one, and I get another marker on the building. Dang it. That's another reason why I want them to attach to the actual delivery points. Don't mind me just coming through, driving over a few pedestrians here. Why are you even standing around here? This is Motor Town, not Footwear Town, whatever. So I want to turn on the lights, by the way, so let's do that. To give you guys the full glory on this thing, with everything blinking and interacting and people standing right where the vehicles are going to go. You better get your head down because something's coming from above. Yeah, this is really not looking great with all the pedestrians here, but... Oh, he's blocking my way from getting to the tire. I don't really know how else to handle this right here. There isn't a good drop-off spot for... or more like parking spot for dropping off stuff over here. Didn't even go into reverse. Another 40k, usually more like 35 if you don't have town bonus. Okay, I might just not tilt up the entire thing anymore because right now, yeah, next drop-off is also going to be from the top and the bottom. It gets so dark on the trailer if you don't have the lights on. I mean, they don't need permanent illumination, but it does look nice. And yeah, there are not only lights shining down onto the lower levels. I put out some other ones on the top I can show you guys a bit more clearly in a moment. Final destination. So yeah, let's just tilt this down again. I mean, you can see that already I put them on the side parts there. So yeah, there's no real secret about it. I should maybe wear high vis vest for something like this, but yeah, I'm just running around on the road, not even looking what the traffic does and hoping it doesn't do anything to me. Okay. %0 damage. That's nice. I don't know if I would like a ladder or something for this, but yeah, getting into the car sometimes is a bit tricky. I mean, in real life, they also just I don't know how they do this, climbing around on the trailer or something. On a real luxury one, I would like to have like a catwalk that can be extended. I think that would be great. Like just having something on the side here that's usually tucked away, but when you hit a button and it just goes out for people to stand on. But yeah, as it is right now, no such luxury. Okay. I also like how the lights are all dynamically lighting up and getting darker as I move below there. Neat. So yeah, that's it for this one. I think I'm also pretty much done with all the stuff that I wanted to try regarding the new update. I might look through the patch notes again, see if I missed anything big, which is always possible. I don't know if there's anything big to do with the new car. I mean, I could show you guys that real quick because I updated the looks of it a bit more. Also in preparation for the upcoming event here. So let me just get rid of this one and I'm gonna have a quick look at the trophy 2 again. This won't be a 5-minute shuffle to find the right parking spot because I got one right here and that should be alright. Yeah, much easier. Who would have thought? So if I go in here and just select the thing is I got multiple ones of these now to give them out at the event. So this one having a different color and everything isn't really the important part. I'm just going to, well, let's just go here. There seems to be enough light. So the big thing is I needed to put on the side skirts for the additional arrow. That's just really helpful. And that meant that I also want to get the different front spoiler there. It's a tiny bit more efficient with aero, especially giving aero to the main part of the car, not just the front. But the thing is, I didn't like that one too much because it removes the front bumper. But yeah, also another thing is, I like that this is now all on a level in terms of how deep the bottom goes. I never like it when the side skirts of the car extend further downwards than the front and the rear. So I like that this is now a bit more leveled out. But yeah, since the front looked a bit empty, I added in basically a custom front bumper. So this is just 3 light fixtures turned around. So this is looking quite nice in my opinion. And I've also done the same on the rear. Switch that out for something that I think is more fitting for the overall look. And since I already talked about the side skirts, the rear doesn't have any bumper option that goes down anywhere near as the skirts on the sides, so I made my own extensions over here. It looks a bit weird when you look at it from the back, but only really from certain angles, and even then, this isn't even all that bad. So yeah. I could maybe have gone for a full diffuser setup if I really wanted to, but for now, I think this is alright. But yeah, this thing now drives a lot better. I think it also overall looks pretty good. I mean, when I put in the time to add this kind of detail with light fixtures, I always like the result in the end. Or I get rid of it real quick, I don't know. But yeah, this has worked out really nicely in my opinion. I like the look of it. It drives really good right now, so yeah, overall ready for the event. Another quick thing I can show you guys for the end of this episode is the Lobo. I gave it a bit more of a racing look with the new light fixtures. I had to rotate them a little bit in order to avoid Z-fighting, but overall I like the look of this. Maybe the bumps here are a bit weird, but in the end I think the overall style of it, especially with oh wait, these are supposed to be black or gray or something. I think this is still gray. The thing is, I put them over from being just rear brake lights into this part, and sometimes the game doesn't save all of that. It's a bit weird with that stuff. But yeah, we got additional brake lights right here. It's kind of weird. They have so many segments for the brake lights on the Lobo, but they still completely overlap the taillights with the braking. So yeah, need an additional brake light in order to make all of that work. This is something that I don't like about the cars, but I complained about that I think in the last episode or so. I like them more segmented out, and with this one in particular, they had all the chances to do that, just didn't for some reason. But yeah, this is now looking much more like the race car that I wanted to be, so happy about it. And with that all being said and done, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you guys next time, and until then, as always, have a good one, and bye bye.